Cut. Start back at the beginning.
Okay, take 2.
And go. Hang on a second, I got the giggles now. I drank too much squirt.
I have a drink in my mouth.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Not Your Mother's Sex Ed, where we provide education content. That's why I keep Take 3.
Let's take 4.
Podcast episode. We got this.
Oh!
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Not Your Mother's Sex Ed, where we provide educational content for all things sex and sex related for almost all ages. It's going to be an exciting journey, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
I'm Kristen, she, her.
And I'm Michelle, she, her.
And today, we've got a really good one on the docket. Are you ready?
I'm so excited.
Today we're talking about sex words.
Ding ding.
Ding. Ding. Did you ever see the show, Glam Off, Face Off, where they do like the makeup competition?
Yes.
One of the judges always says, ding dong.
Ding dong.
That's my favorite. Ding dong.
Okay.
What do we got?
So, to kick it off, we're talking about sex words today, and we want to start with a game. So for this game, both Kristen and I are going to have a whiteboard. So we are going to have a word, and then we are going to take 25 seconds to write down as many different words for that body part that we can think of.
Love it.
And we'll see who comes up with the most, and we'll go over what we wrote down.
Okay.
Okay.
What's our first word going to be?
So our first word, let's start with sex. We'll make it simple.
Ooh, okay.
Easy sex. Okay.
All right. Ready, set, go.
I don't feel like I can write fast enough.
You didn't say it had to be legible. 5 seconds.
Oh God, I hate this word so much.
And
this
time.
Okay. So far, I love it. It's hilarious.
What do you have?
Oh God. Okay, so let's. Do you want to reveal? You can just reveal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got one more than you.
You did, but we should do the boggle thing where like we have to cross off if both of us got one.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, what'd you get?
So I put fucking.
I got that one too. Cross it off.
I put screwing.
Ooh, I don't have that one.
Okay. This might be a regional word. I hate it.
I just read it.
Chopping.
I've never
I've heard people say it.
like a salad. I've heard tossing her salad. Is it similar?
I kind of think it's more like chopping wood. I don't know. I made that up. It might be regional. I've only ever heard it from like 2 people ever. So I don't know.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah.
All right. I've never heard of it.
I actually hate it so much. I put making love.
Oh, that's a nice one. None of mine are nice.
This is one of my least favorite words of all time, and so I wrote it down, but I'm going to make Kristen read it because I hate it so much.
Porking. Nope, I didn't get that one. That one is really uncomfortable.
Oh, I get it.
We'll talk about that more later.
Oh, I hate it. And I guess I didn't actually write down another one. I started to write down getting it. But we ran out of time.
I won't lie, reading it off the screen, I thought you wrote Yeti, and I was like, that must be another regional something. I've never heard that before.
Pacific Northwest. If you too use the word Yeti for
Write in.
having sex, let us know.
Got a little Yeti last night. My husband could call it Sasquatching when I don't shave my legs for a couple months.
I love it. I love it so much. We're going to coin that.
I had canoodling.
Okay, that's cute. It's adorable. Adorable. That's adorable.
The Devil's Tango.
Oh, we got clever. You got clever.
The Beast with Two Backs.
I do like that one.
That's a good one. It's an oldie. And then the Hanky Panky.
I like Hanky Panky. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah,
but
so I had 4 points. You had 5, I think. You know, fun side story. We're going to record an episode this week all about sex toys. And we were very excited to do this.
I was so excited.
And then my dog ate the anatomical model we were going to use.
So sad. And so expensive.
Most expensive dong ever. All right. Next up. Choose lady or man.
Lady or man.
Ladies first. Ladies always first.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to do vagina. Let me get 25 more seconds on the clock. 25. Ready? And go.
I'm so excited for this one.
Oh, shit, I can't stop.
For those of you not watching on YouTube, we are furiously writing. Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
There are so many more. There are so many more. When we're done with this, we will go and talk about all the other words that we can think of.
All right. I'm going to go first this time.
Yeah, you got to go first.
Are you ready?
This time. Yeah.
I hate this one. Flower.
Yeah. I do not have that one.
Cool. Okay. Lady Garden. That one also makes me cringe, but
it's kind of delightful.
Really?
I only so if you were like, oh my, like if I was talking about my garden, it's cringy and awful. But if I was like, yeah, she getting pegged in her lady garden.
I mean,
I think it's about the intonation.
That's fair. We'll talk about that more later too.
Yeah.
This one's so gross, and I'm so sorry. Her pink pocket. Her drainer.
What? I've never heard that one before. You gotta if you've heard that word before, you let us know down below, okay?
Here's where it came
from. Oh no.
Have you ever seen the SNL skits with Kate McKinnon, who's a delight, by the way?
Love her.
There's like 3 or 4 of them, 5 of them that they've done now, but one was like alien abduction and one was like paranormal experience, and it's like her and 2 other people, and they're talking about like these experiences that they had, and she's always a specific character, and every single one she has a different name about like for her things, and she always ends up pantsless, and so I actually wrote them down on my notes because I thought it would be so funny. These were my favorites. Her pink pocket and her stink rocket, her drainer and her stainer, and her hump it and her please hump it and her cheese trumpet.
That sounds like a 90s song.
Anyway, that's where that one came from.
Okay.
Pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Got that one?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Vag.
Got that one.
And then I got, it says gin, but I was going to say Gina.
I got Gina.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to save my favorite for last. I love it so much. I actually don't have a lot of my favorite ones here. I don't know why, but okay. So first off, I got clam.
Yeah, that's a good one. Clam, bearded clam. Yeah.
This is all from this episode about, I guess it's not an episode. It's from a commercial where this person is talking about their daughter's like sexual health and needing like UTI treatment. It's hilarious. I love it so much. I don't remember what the product is, but so
they just see the commercial.
Yeah. Maybe we'll plug it.
Link below.
So Aphrodite's purse.
I have heard that one. Yep.
Ham wallet.
Ew.
That's what I thought of when you said pink pocket.
You know what I didn't get in there though was beef curtains.
Oh,
and I've heard that one too, and
I
it's
hate
rough.
that one.
It's rough.
The JJ.
Mm-hmm.
And then my personal favorite, Bergimer.
Bergimer?
Bergimer.
It's my Bergimer.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Perfect. Alright. That leaves us.
Last but not least.
With the penis.
The penis. I don't know if they need that much of an
They
intro.
definitely don't. I should have done that for the vagina.
Probs.
Alright. 25 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
What are we doing? Penis?
Penis.
Go.
Oh, some obvious ones. I don't know if this counts. How can it not count? I don't know. Oh, this is a favorite one. Oh, that was the longest 25 minutes. That was the longest 25 seconds.
Really? Oh man, I had so many more I could do. Okay.
Okay, me first?
Yep.
Okay, so I have peen,
I got that one.
which I love peen.
I say that one all the time.
Looks like I wrote nose, but I definitely wrote hose.
Okay, I'll take it. Yep.
Your pants snake.
I got snake, but not pants snake.
I think it's close enough.
Okay.
We gotta cross it off. Yeah. Dick.
I don't have that one.
What? I
No.
almost didn't, and that's when I said,
I
"Oh,
should have.
obvious."
It's so obvious. Hindsight.
This one, cock.
Nope, don't have that one either.
Oh. I don't know if this one counts. I think it's a specific type, but it's chode.
I think it counts.
It counts. Okay.
Yeah.
And then a personal favorite is dong.
I do love dong. I say dong a lot.
Dong.
In fact, that's what my text message this morning said. Hey, the dog ate our dongs.
The dog did eat our dongs. It's very, very
I got
unfortunate.
One-eyed monster.
Ah, good classic.
Ding dong. Not quite dong.
Not quite dong.
Okay. Tallywhacker.
Oh, tallywhacker's
Good
good.
one. Twig and berries.
That's cute.
Yeah. Definitely.
You
Twig and berries.
got the inner
Twig and berries in the lady garden. And then the one that makes me cringe the most.
Oh god.
Flush banana.
Oh. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Oh, I only got 3 that time.
Alright, I got 4, 5, and 5.
I got 5, 5, and 3, so 13 and
14.
14. Close game.
Yeah, girl, be a winner. I don't think that's probably a game that I wanted to win, but you know what? I'll take it.
So we missed a lot.
So many did we miss?
So I want to talk about my words for vagina first.
Yeah.
I love the word front bottom. Front bottom. Lady bottom.
Lady bottom, that's a good one.
Downstairs.
In Britain, they call it the fanny.
The fanny, yes, the fanny.
Mm-hmm.
I like downstairs because you can use it for men and women. And I also feel like it's one that you can casually slip into conversation at your office.
That's fair.
And nobody, like, really blinks an eye. You know?
That's fair.
Cooler talk.
You know my favorite one that you can slip in at the office? Bum trinket.
Bum trinket.
Yes,
I
it's
feel like
very old. They used to call it the Cecily Bum Trinket.
I feel like you have to have an accent for that one.
Cecily Bum Trinket. Yes, Bum Trinket.
A bum trinket. Hoo-ha is one that I didn't write down.
Yeah, I hear that one a lot. Lady bits, I hear that
Lady
one a lot.
bits, lady parts.
I work in a vet clinic, and oftentimes when we have people calling in because their animal is having an issue, they really struggle to say the proper words.
Yeah.
And so I get a lot of like, hey, my dog's ding dong, or my dog's lady bits, or her period place, which was a weird one to me. That one was cringy. I don't know why. Like, it's accurate, but it's cringy.
You know what word I absolutely hate? It's so gross. I almost don't even want to say it. I know we're going to talk about it in a second again, but cookie. Hate that.
Ew.
Yeah. I hate it.
Makes me never want to eat cookies.
Hate that.
You just ruined a good food. Thank you very much.
We just had cookies too right before this.
God, we did.
So there's a song. Have you heard of the song Foxtrot Unicorn Charlie Kilo?
No, but
so it is.
I like the acronym.
It it is a song specifically dedicated to all of the various names for various parts, which is where I've heard meat curtains. The only place I've ever heard somebody use that word. Mm-hmm. And ham wallet is the only other. So it's filled to the brim with them. I can never remember.
I need you to show me this song once we're done filming this.
Yeah, we should definitely. Maybe we can include a bit of the song
link below
here too. Yeah. Okay, and then do we miss any on penis? For anybody watching,
coochie. I'm sure we missed a bunch. And here's what I will also say is this is strictly like American English slang.
Yes.
There's so many. One of my coworkers is Italian. Was raised in Italy for a really long time. Penis, pesciolino.
Oh, that's.
It means little fish. Pesciolino.
Okay.
But it's like a cutesy name for the penis, and then vagina is farfallina, which basically means like a little butterfly. Farfallina,
okay.
My farfallina.
Today's focus is about sex words, and if the words vagina or penis make you uncomfortable, that's why we're talking about them. So we will probably be saying them a lot this episode.
Don't tune out
if
it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's what we're focusing on.
This episode is for you.
Yes, specifically for you. But everybody can enjoy it. I'm already enjoying it.
I've already had a great time. We should just cut there. Done. End of show. Thank you.
So peen. Do we have any other?
You struggled with that one.
Peen.
I
think that's kind of. I mean, you can use.
I'm sure you can use anything. His sausage.
Anaconda. Sausage.
Sausage. I don't have one, so I don't often have to come up with names other than
the jewels.
Family jewels. Yeah. Yeah. That's all.
I think I've exhausted my knowledge.
I'm sure we've missed a million. For a fun game, go ahead and put all your nicknames down below. We'd love to read some of our favorites in future episodes.
Yes, I would love it.
There's other parts of the body we didn't talk about too, like breasts.
Yeah. What do you So what's your favorite word when referring to breasts? When
I refer to them, I will often say my tits, which is one of those ones that people either find really offensive or very crass, or they're just like, yeah, I'm like, oh man, my tits hurt. But I think that fun bags is just a fun one to say.
Fun bags is fun.
That one just makes me smile. I would never seriously go to my doctor and be like, listen, doctor, my fun bags, I'm having some issues, but it's just, it's fun. It's fun to say.
I like titties.
Titties is a good one.
But I feel like specifically my titties.
My titties.
My titties.
My titties. My titties.
Boobs is a classic.
Boobs is a classic. Boobies. Look at that lipstick mark right there on that cup.
Oh, it's just
speaking of boobs.
Around. Oh, look. I don't actually enjoy the word breasts. Because of it gives me the connotation of a woman's bosom.
Oh, I hate the word bosom.
And it gives me that connotation, so I'm not a huge fan of that word. So if I was speaking to a medical professional, I'd probably say the word boobs. I'd probably not say breasts, and I surely would not say titties unless we were joking around.
But that says a lot to what we were discussing, that there's certain words that are used in certain contexts.
Yeah.
Where they make sense, but then in other contexts where they just really don't, where they're very uncomfortable. I'm the same. I would never go to my doctor and say titties.
Yeah.
But you're right. I don't think I would ever really say breasts either. I don't think I ever say breasts.
Yeah. There's also, for anybody who has played Cards Against Humanity.
Classic game.
There's a card that says... I can't remember what the first two words. It's it lists it. The taint, the something, and the fleshy fun bridge.
The Fleshy Fun Bridge.
Yeah. The space between the balls and the penis.
Yeah.
Your testicles and your penis. What are some other words for that? I've heard gooch referred to that.
Gooch, yeah.
Taint is the one that I think is that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Apparently the Fleshy Fun Bridge, which is really hard to say.
In women, it's more often referred to as the perineum.
Yeah, that's usually what I hear regarding women. Yeah.
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 I don't know. That's one that we don't often have to discuss.
No, we don't. I did learn recently that massaging that part of your body can help with labor when having children. That was new to me. I just learned that a few weeks ago.
And putting oil on it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm supposed to oil it.
I did see an advertisement on social media that was advertising a personal massager for that. And why we needed a specific massager that we couldn't just use a vibrator for. That sounds like probably a marketing ploy. And a lot of the women in the comments mentioned their partner would do it. But
I was going to say, I've always heard of just like the partner.
Yeah.
Or themselves.
Yeah. So, but there's a product out there for you if you need that product.
If you want to sponsor us, our email address is listed below.
Please, we would love to have you. So, what are your least favorite words? Do you have words that like make you cringe? I know we've already like brought up a couple.
I do. I don't. When it comes to talking about semen, I hate the word seed.
Ooh.
I hate it. I don't get, and it's a very like, I don't know if it's because it's so biblical, but like it just makes me cringe. Like he spilled his seed.
Yeah, I don't like that. Not a fan.
Hate seed. I don't like pussy.
I can't even say that word. You will not hear me say that word.
Don't like the word pussy, and it's not. Pussy is one of those interesting ones because I think that there's a really big feminist movement behind the word pussy, and there's so many different ways that you can say it. You know, like it. I know that it should make me cringe more. It makes me cringe less when somebody's like, so and so's being a pussy. Like the feminist side of me is like, I hate that that's even a phrase, but sexually, I can't tolerate it. Like, I have been with people before who will use the word pussy mid-intercourse, and it drives me out like the Sahara. Like, I just...
Yeah, I don't either.
I can't do pussy.
I can't say it.
And I mentioned it before, but I know you liked it, but I don't like Lady Garden.
That's fair.
I don't know why. It just...
The one that I made you read, I feel the same way about
Porking.
The one that you don't like, the P one that you don't like.
I don't, it's just...
It gives me a specific mental image that of a specific a specific person engaging in sex.
Oh.
And it's horrible. Like, I wish I could forget that and get over it. I don't know why I have that association. I wish I could not. So I don't like that one. Seed. I also don't like the word cum.
Cum's kind of gross.
I'm okay with it in the context of I'm coming.
Yeah.
In my head, for some reason, I see it C-O-M-I-N-G, like in the same way of I'm coming home. But like referring to ejaculate as cum, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Like a cum puddle. It's gross.
Oh, yeah, I don't like it. How do you feel about the word jizz?
I probably prefer it to cum.
That's usually my
It's not my favorite, but like I don't think that I'm going to be honest. And if y'all have one that I haven't thought of, like I can't think of a single like comfortable sexy word for ejaculate.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I feel like I like the word coming, because it doesn't speak specifically to ejaculate. Yeah. It speaks to the finishing, part. Because I have no problem with the word ejaculate, but I feel like that's not something that you use in most conversations. So usually I'll use the word jizz. Yeah.
Like I gotta go clean some jizz off this sheet. It's a weird word. I think not to get political, Trump kind of ruined pussy for me.
Yeah, I could understand that.
Go up and grab him by the pussy. Like, I didn't love the word before that, but now after that, like, that's the phrase that keeps coming into my head anytime I hear it, and it just makes me cringy. So.
Yeah. I have the pink hat that's part of that feminist movement you're speaking of.
Yep. The pussy hat.
Yeah, and I call it my pink cat hat at best. At worst, I just call it my pink hat, because I can't. That's a word that I just can't say. Most people have not heard me say it. Most people will not hear me say it.
So then here's my question.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about the word moist?
I actually don't have any issue with the word moist.
I don't either.
There is I feel like that's one of the most common words that people have issues with. You go into any group of people, I've heard it on the radio even.
I have to.
Where they're like, oh, don't use that word.
Panties and moist are the two that people really seem to
I
like.
don't like the word panties.
All right, I don't mind panties.
But
either.
Unless it's in a specific context. I call my underwear.
Okay.
So I don't feel like women's underwear need a specific designation.
There's underwear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like that word either. That's usually one that I don't speak.
But moist, you don't mind at all?
Moist, I don't mind at all. No. You know what word I don't like at all? It's the same connotation, but it's the word juices.
Ew.
And
I actually like that far less than moist.
Yeah.
Ew.
It's awful. I don't like it. Mom, if you're watching, that's your fault. The only time I ever hear anybody use the word juices is around the holidays. And it's in regards to turkeys.
Okay, I was like, I don't know where these holiday conversations are going.
Yeah, so it's in regards to turkeys.
Like cooking meats, juices.
And it's like you take the juices from the turkey and you baste them over it.
If you could see her full body cringe when she said juices just in that sentence.
And it's the only person I feel like I ever hear it say is my mother. And she gets just so, she loves food. My mom loves food.
I do too.
I also love you, Mom.
Amen. Michelle's mom. I see you.
And so she gets really passionate when she's talking about food. And so when it comes time to deal with the turkey, she's like, oh, the juices are so tasty, or, oh, look at all the juices, in regards to, like, making gravy from them or basting the turkey. But I cannot.
Do you have the same problem with the word, like, juicy?
No.
Just juices?
Just juices.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I hate it.
What if I were to be like, hey, look at this selection of juices on the shelf?
That's actually not as bad either.
So it's just, like, in regards to me.
I feel like it's the juices. Maybe it's not juices, it's the juices.
I have a similar issue with the word gravy.
Oh.
I love gravy. I'll happily say the word because I know what it's supposed to mean. But I've heard enough people use it in the context of, this is what I hate, baby gravy.
Oh, I've heard love butter before.
That I just, if you say baby gravy, I'm not sure if we can make this work.
Hard stop.
But that's interesting that we have issues with words like juices and gravy, but not with the word moist.
Not the classic
issue. A really stunningly named article out there. I printed a copy of it. I'm not going to read you the article, but I'm going to read you the title. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm so ready.
A moist crevice for word aversion in semantics, not sounds. That's a
solid article title.
It's by a guy named Paul Thibodeau, and the entire point of the article.
On Paul.
I know, kudos on Paul. A moist crevice for word aversion. And the entire thing talks about why people have aversions to certain words, and one of the key words he focuses on is moist, because so many people seem to be adverse to it. And it's interesting because in all his studies he showed that it has nothing to do with the sound of the word. You can say things like joist and hoist, and people don't have an issue with it at all. Like, the phonetics are fine, it's just the word itself, which suggests a lot that so much of our cultural aversion to the word moist is just that it's cultural learning. Like,
okay, yeah. Which would make sense because I honestly don't think I can recall some time when somebody has referred to any sexual activity, any woman, any vagina, anything as moist.
Never.
Like,
oh, it's so moist. Like, I've never.
Yeah, I've only ever heard people refer to it as that when saying they don't like the word moist.
Yep. Same. Like, almost nobody uses it anymore because I think there's such a...
Yeah. We probably should have added a trigger warning for those of you that don't like moist.
We'll put it on the beginning. Trigger warning.
How do you feel about the word wet?
I'm fine with wet. And it's been used, like, in sexual encounters I've had. Like, the word wet has been brought up, and it's never, like, had the opposite effect. It's
yeah. I think I'm okay with the word
it's
wet.
not sexy.
It's not something I would personally ever use.
Fair enough. Like, you would never say, oh, I'm so wet.
Yeah, that's not really my style, though, kind of with any of the words that we're talking about.
That's fair.
I don't know. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm excited. I'm
turned on.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Something in that regard. But I can't see myself saying that I'm wet.
I definitely have said that a
Yeah.
number of times. And again, it's not like, I don't know, I don't see it sexy, but I know that my partner does.
Yeah. So if I would,
yeah,
you know,
so,
that's something I would use if I felt
I would never be like, oh, I'm so moist.
No.
Even though I don't mind the word, like, I would never.
It's never. This is not a sexy word, and I only use it for comedic purposes. I love the word damp.
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 Oh, it's real damp down there.
Only comedic purposes. I never like speaking to my partner like, oh, I'm so damp.
It kind of makes sense though, because the damp makes me think of like a cave.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I love it though.
So it works.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
I don't use it for everything. Like, oh, I feel a little damp.
I will say that like I got damp pits, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I went for a run. Like,
Yeah.
the clothing in the dryer is still damp. I need to run it for another.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I use that one in day to day, but I would never use
damp
it.
in here.
All of the South, it's damp.
Yeah, the South is damp.
The South is just damp.
Just all of
like
you
walking
just
into a hot, wet blanket wherever you go.
steady state.
You have
damp.
beautiful skin though. We're from a very dry climate.
It's so dry. My lips are about to fall off.
Mm-hmm. We've
And
chapsticked at least 75 times.
Yes.
How interesting. No, words they're weird. The human language is just weird in general. But it is interesting. I'd be interested to hear what kind of words you guys use too.
Yeah, let us know. And if you, specifically if you're watching from another country or you're bilingual, whether that is English as a second language or English is your first language and you know other languages, let us know. Like, I want to hear it. I think that'd be great to know what you guys are using. And we're old, so our terms might be old. So you Gen Z folks,
tell us what we're
tell
missing.
us. Yeah, let us know. If there's a real good one out there, maybe I can start using it in my everyday vocabulary.
Incorporate it into the daily vernacular, so to speak.
Yeah, so I don't have to use vagina.
Vagina. That's my new favorite. If I take anything from this episode, it is the word vagina. How do you spell?
I have no idea. I actually spelled it vagina.
I imagine it's like BERJIMER.
Maybe.
Vagina.
Because I think it started like, I think it transformed from like Gina to Giner. I like Giner more than I like Gina.
Yeah, same. Gina, it's spelled like Gina, so I always think of the name Gina, and then I feel bad for every Gina that I've ever met.
I have a cousin named Gina, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Gina.
I hope you're watching though. So I think it evolved from like Gina to Giner to vagina to vagina to vagina. I think that's the etymology of the word vagina. Okay, so we've talked about some really great words.
Yeah.
Some really horrible words.
Yep. There's some real bad ones out there.
So, why is it important to know? Tell us why it's important to know the correct words for your body parts.
I'm curious to hear what you have to say too, because I think I come at this from a slightly different perspective. But again, I'm a mom, and I think I've touched on this in other episodes we've done. But I think it is critical for kids to know the names of their body parts, and I think a big part of that. I mean, I don't expect my 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old to go out and be sexually active, but if somebody were ever inappropriate with them, I need them to be able to communicate with me, like, what has happened, what parts have been touched.
Yeah.
And I think when you are using all of these euphemisms sometimes it muddles the conversation. I think it makes it, if I'm talking to my kids about body parts and I'm only using like nicknames and euphemisms for it, I think by default it gives the air of this is a taboo subject and we can't talk about that specific thing.
Yeah.
We're going to skirt around it a little bit by using cutesy or funny names.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for them to be able to see like it is a thing and it has a name. And you need to be comfortable talking about it, because if you ever have a problem and you need to see a doctor, or if somebody is ever inappropriate with you, that you need to be able to talk about that. Yeah. Outside of that, if you want to have all the cutesy names in the world, that's fine. But you have to have that core knowledge to be able to build off of, you know. So.
And vagina's not a bad word.
No, it's not.
Penis isn't a bad word.
No. Breasts.
Buttocks. Anus. We didn't talk about that one.
We didn't.
That one has a lot of good words. Your back door.
Back door, fudge maker, poop shoot.
Oh, poop shoot's fun.
Yeah. Stink rocket.
There you go.
There's a lot.
Brown eye. Brown eye. So, you know, anus isn't a bad word. Vagina, penis, they aren't bad words. They're anatomical words. They're scientific words. Yeah. So, for some reason, as a society, we skirt around those. And I don't know if it's not sexy or because we've learned that they are kind of taboo words or bad words. But they're not.
I think it's very much that we grew up with the understanding that they're taboo, they're bad words.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. So, yeah.
No, it's very... For it being the 21st century, there are some things that we're still very, like, puritanical about. And the use of proper anatomical terms for genitalia happens to be one of those things.
Yeah.
So, it's no different than saying arm or leg or nose.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just part of your body.
Yeah. So, talking about what you were saying about your kids needing to know the right words, I'm going to put a trigger warning here because the next few things out of my mouth are related to sexual assault. And so please be aware that we are going to be discussing that, however briefly. So I actually stumbled upon a meme.
Okay.
And I feel like meme is the wrong word for that.
That implies it's funny,
yeah,
I feel like.
But it's one of those things where, like, somebody posted it on Twitter, maybe. Okay. And then somebody screen grabbed it and then shared it on other social media. So it was one of those things. It was like an image of text.
We'll call it a screen grab.
There we go. So I saw this screen grab the other day, and it was a little story about a girl who, I believe she's a preschooler. A preschool girl goes to her teacher, and she says, my uncle ate my cookie, or my uncle licked my cookie, one of those things. And she seemed upset about it. But her teacher, you know, we're at that age where we're learning to share, and we don't always, like, want to share.
Right.
And so her teacher went at that moment from a point of sharing.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, you know, like, sometimes we need to share, and that's okay. You know, when we have something that somebody else wants, sometimes we share it. And that was kind of the end of it. Well, then apparently parent-teacher conferences come around, and for whatever reason, the topic got brought up that the mom, this child's mom, referred to her daughter's vagina as cookie.
Oh, no.
So that is what the little girl knew to call it. So she was calling her vagina her cookie, and essentially telling her teacher that there was sexual assault, sexual abuse, molestation within her family going on. And so I think that highlights the importance of, and I don't know if that story is true or not specifically. I hope that it's not. I know those kinds of things happen all the time. But whether or not that specific story was factual, I can't say. But it brings to light one of the reasons why we need to have the appropriate words for our body parts. Because that would have been a very different conversation with the teacher if this 3-year-old child, and a 3-year-old can say the word vagina. They can pronounce it most of the time. If she had told her teacher that her uncle had licked her vagina, the teacher would have addressed that issue very quickly.
Decisive action.
Exactly.
Yep.
Instead of it taking however long after that to weed out what this little girl was actually trying to describe. So that's the importance of using these words.
Slang's not universal.
No,
it's not. Not everybody's going to understand that whatever term you're using is what it actually is.
Yeah. So as parents, it's important to teach our children the correct terms so that in any situation, whether it's medical or related to abuse, or whatever the case may be, that the child can speak to what's going on.
Yeah.
They can speak to their needs. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with slang as a whole, as long as we know the appropriate times and places to use them.
Well, and the less you use slang and the more that you teach children the proper terms, the more it takes away from the stigma of those particular words too, and it puts the kiddo in a position of being able to comfortably say those words when they need to.
Yeah, we empower them.
Yeah, hey, she might know the word vagina, but if at home it's such a taboo word that you're not allowed to say it, how is she going to be expected to feel comfortable going to a teacher or to a doctor and using that proper term?
Yeah.
So the more that you use it, I know that it can be very uncomfortable, but the more that you use it, the more you empower kids to take care of themselves in situations where they need to be taken care of. So.
Yeah. And I, as an adult, I even struggle with, you know, if I'm having a certain set of symptoms, I might say, I think I have a yeast infection, or I think I have a UTI. I'm not going to say my vagina burns when I pee, or my vagina itches. And I think even that is so ingrained in us that we should not have any issue telling our doctor anything about, like, our vagina is having this issue, our anus is having this issue, our penis is having this issue, I have a lump in my breast. We shouldn't have issues telling our doctors those things, but I even think that as an adult, we still struggle with it.
It still feels taboo.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, but it does. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I encourage you all, every single person watching or listening, the next time you have a conversation, try to plug vagina, penis, anus, or breasts. Just try to plug it once. Challenge yourself.
Put it in.
Yeah. See how it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it too.
See that.
Yeah. Let us know how it goes, though. If you do it, let us know how it goes.
If you have any embarrassing stories after you try it, let us know. Again, know the situation.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe if you're going into confession,
I mean, yeah, I don't know. If you're in confession, I feel like dropping vagina might work better than dropping the P word.
Maybe. Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been one day since I touched my own vagina.
Yeah. You let us know how that goes.
Keep us posted.
Yeah.
I don't go to confession, clearly.
No. No. Cannot say that I have either. So.
No. But no, I think it is good. I agree. I think you should challenge yourselves to use those words more, especially around your kids.
Yes.
Use them, obviously, in appropriate situations. With my kids, at least in particular, and I'm not a perfect parent. God knows I do things wrong. So this is not me lecturing or anything like that, but I have noticed that the more that you teach kids these words, you're also teaching them the responsibility of knowing these words. Yeah. And it makes them better, brighter, and more capable than you expect that it would. So they're okay to know those words. If your 3-year-old knows the word arm, they can know the word penis. If your 3-year-old knows the word foot, they can know the word vagina.
We missed pee-pee.
Oh, pee-pee. That's
and
a classic.
Wee-wee.
Yep. Wiener.
Wiener. I love the word wiener. How could I have forgotten the wiener?
That's a classic.
So good.
Oscar Mayer.
So we talked about why it's important to know your anatomical correct words.
Mm-hmm.
What are some situations when we might not want to use them? I mean, when might we use one word over the other? How do you navigate that?
It's all contextual, so it's also subjective. But, like, for instance, I'm never going to use the anatomically correct word in a sexual encounter.
Yeah,
It's not the right context for that. Like, to me, it is not sexy. It does not add to the mood to say, oh, touch my vagina. Oh, put your penis in my vagina. Like, that's really where slang is at its height.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I think that's where a lot of it came from, is just needing non-scientific words.
Yeah. I laugh because I am a socially awkward individual, and when I don't know how to interact in a situation, I often fall back on, like, mild humor.
I do that too.
So I'm thinking
That's why we laugh a lot during this podcast.
Yeah. So I personally, women, men, non-binary people out there, please tell me if you know how to do this. Please tell me, because I want to know. When a man takes off his pants for the first time, I am a heterosexual, cisgendered woman. I feel like I'm supposed to react, but I don't quite know how. Because if you lean in too much, they're gonna know. Like, if they have something that they might not feel super confident about, and you, like, go into, like, intense about it, and you're like, oh my god, it's so big, they're gonna know. They're gonna feel patronized. But you want to hype them up still. Like, that's the name of, like, you want to, like, make them feel confident. I like to feel confident when I'm with a partner.
Yeah.
I want to make my partner feel confident as well. And so that is the one situation
that you just don't know,
in which I use the word penis. And usually it ends up being, oh, that's a nice penis.
That's very complimentary.
Yeah.
I have a lovely penis, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, like, that's a nice dick. Just doesn't roll off my tongue as well.
No, it's far less complimentary.
Yeah, I like your dick. Like, that just sounds like, yeah, bruh, I like your dick.
I'm gonna be honest.
Nice
I don't think
dick.
I've ever said anything along the lines of, hey, nice penis, hey, nice dick. Like, I've never referenced size. Like, I'll usually say something like, hey, get over here, sexy. Or, you know, like, I'll make an overall, like, positive comment.
Yeah.
Like, hey, about their attractiveness. But, like, I don't ever zero in on... But I've also never had anybody be like, well, okay, that's not true, I have. But, like, if somebody ever came out and was like, you have a really nice vagina, I'd be like, I'm not sure how to respond to that comment. Like, thank you. Thank you, I made it myself, but I don't...
It's funny because I have had people tell me that.
Yeah, I have too.
Yeah. And it's... Okay, yeah.
It's kind of awkward, right?
Yeah.
Like, you
but
don't...
at the same time, it's one of those things where I don't... That is not a part of me that I'm self-conscious about.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's not a part of me that I'm self-conscious about. But I feel like the reason that I feel it necessary to, like, hype my partner is because they come at it with, like, oh, yeah, my penis is just average sized. Or, like, you know, and so that's not something that particularly matters a whole lot to me. So I feel like I need to somehow impart that on them, that, like,
that's fair.
It's a nice penis.
I figure every little boy, and this could be wrong, so, like, tell me if I'm incorrect, but I figure every guy out there is measured at least once. Like, everybody knows the status of their own equipment, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what it is. Like, I'm looking at it, I know what it is. Like,
yeah.
I don't think we need to come to a mutual agreement about it. So I just tend to, I dance around it and go for more overall sexy, like, or worst case scenario, be like, hey, bring that dick over here, you know?
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. That's nice.
I'm never like, your particular penis is very lovely, and I want to compliment you on...
Good job, sir.
You grew it well. Good job. Like, like the prize turn up at the fair, you know? So.
I mean, if you're using the eggplant emoji.
I think that leads to another interesting conversation, though. So, I mean, obviously, it's all in context, and it's important to know the real anatomical terms so that you can use them when you have to. Is there ever a boundary for you when it comes to slang?
Do you mean, like, at what point do I, like, what do you...
Really, any boundaries. Like, has anybody ever wanted you to say something that you didn't want to say, or is there... Because I'm not sure I've had...
I've had a partner ask me to tell them that I wanted them to go down on me. And that is the only way I refer to that, by the way, is go down on me. I don't like any other words for cunnilingus.
Head. Cunnilingus.
I guess head is okay. I will say, like, forehead. I can get some head. Like, lady head, you know.
Get head, give head. Yeah.
Yeah.
The act of stimulating somebody orally using your mouth.
Yeah.
For anybody out there who may not know.
There you go. So that's always a weird one because I don't feel like I feel like that puts me in a place of begging, and I don't want to, like, it's important to have conversation because that's how you get consent, but I feel like telling me to ask for something puts me in a place of begging.
Submissive.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I don't like that specific connotation. Otherwise, not so much. There are words that I won't even use during sexual activity.
Pussy is one of them.
That is definitely one of them. Will not use that one.
What have you ever done if somebody has used that word to you during intercourse? Like, have you ever asked them to please not?
Usually it's like a pretty early on, like,
fair enough.
I hate that word. And so they kind of get to realize that it's not working for me. But otherwise I just kind of like cringe a little bit and, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's important to know, though, is I think we have to be able to set our own boundaries as to what words we're comfortable with and what words that we're not comfortable with. And you absolutely have the right. I know that words are just words. Like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never, well, you know. You absolutely can set boundaries with them. You can tell people what words you want used around you and what words you don't want used around you. And you should never feel embarrassed to do that. If I don't want somebody to use the word pussy while we're engaging in intercourse, then I'm going to tell them I don't want them to use the word pussy while we're engaging in intercourse. Like, you have that right as a person.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that for sure. I also think, I feel like fuck is one of those words where I do not use it in regards to sexual activity. So I will never say, like, oh, so-and-so were fucking the other day. Or, yeah, I just want somebody to fuck me. Or, you know, I don't use those in everyday conversation.
That's fair.
I know people who do. I specifically use having sex. Like, I feel like it doesn't take any more or less time to say having sex than it does, like...
to say fuck.
Yeah. Yes, I swear using the word fuck. But it's specifically related to, sexual activity, I don't. However, that's one of those words that I may use in a situation in which I am engaging in sexual activity. Yeah, so for the sake of, like, sexy talk, and heat of the moment type talk and stuff like that, that is a word that I may use.
So you'll use it in the moment. You won't use it referring to sexual activity. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I actually, in hindsight, I don't think I've ever been like, oh yeah, I heard them fucking through the wall.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
John and Kim were fucking last night. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I heard them having sex. Oh,
yeah.
You know, but I will absolutely say it while engaging in intercourse. Oh, please fuck me harder.
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it, you know, context is important.
Curse like an educated sailor. Fuck is my favorite curse word. If I had to pick one curse word to just take with me to a desert island, like, that was my only curse word. Fuck would be the one I put in my little bag. Like, that's, you can use it for good things, bad things, all sorts of.
And even that one not related to sexual activity, there's also context there. Like, I would not use that word in front of my boss, right?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. I would not use that word in front of my mom, and I'm an adult. I would still not use that word in front of my mom. The first time she ever heard it, though, she was aghast and got so upset with me. So I learned my lesson.
I have used that word in front of my mom, but not ever as a kid. It was when I was a grown-up adult woman, and then I heard her use it in a sentence once, and I was aghast. And then I was like, oh, she's just a person too.
Yeah.
So now occasionally when I'm frustrated, I'll be like, oh
Yeah.
man, you're never gonna guess what fucking happened. Like,
yeah. And that's and you know, that's our relationships with each other. Like, we all know what we like and what we don't like. And
we absolutely do.
so, you know, if you're 12 and that's a word that you use, you know, you be aware of your context.
Yep.
I'm not going to tell you that it's a wrong word to use. I'm not going to tell you it's a bad word to use. But think about the context in which you're using it and if it's appropriate in that context.
Yep.
Like, that's the wisdom that I can impart to you.
That's the rule we have with our kids. We
Yeah.
told them very early on, we're like, we can't hide curse words, we can't hide sexually slang words from you. Like, you're going to hear them, they're out there. So this is what they are, this is what they mean. You need to know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it is now your responsibility to show me that you have the wherewithal to handle that knowledge. Like, if I hear that you're using it when you go to church or when, you know, like, when you go to school, we're going to have some words.
Yeah, exactly.
So and it's worked out well for us. They've been very good. They've never had an issue with the swearing, but they also know now what those words mean, and if they hear them, they understand the context, and that's good for them too. If somebody comes up and is like, hey, I want to fuck you to my kid, like, now they know that's an incredibly dangerous thing to hear out of the mouth of a stranger. Yeah. Like, if they didn't know what that was, then how would we know that situation? How absolutely terrible that is. So sometimes there's a benefit to your kids knowing the definition of the words that often people would deem as inappropriate too, just because sometimes they're used in an appropriate context. So there's that. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that means it's time for our favorite segment.
It's not.
Dang it. Yet. Okay, cut.
Interesting. Okay. Only because I'm an anthropologist at heart. Before we cut to the last segment, I picked out some juicy historical tidbits. Phrases and words that were used to describe sex.
Okay.
Historically.
Okay, I'm excited.
I just thought this might be fun.
Yes.
All right, so I have some phrases and I have some time frames for you.
Okay.
In the 15 and 1600s, very commonly used, make the beast with two backs.
See, I like that one.
That's a good one.
I think that's like it has transcended time.
It has. It really is. It's timeless. The beast with two backs. The 1300s. This was a unique one. I'd never heard it. Give someone a green gown. Specifically means to have sex in the grass or on a hillside.
Oh.
I'm going to go give someone a green gown.
That sounds delightful.
Right? Isn't it? It's just...
Sounds earthy.
Her lady garden, I'm going to give her a green gown. Like, this one skeeved me out a little bit.
Okay.
And I don't know why, because it's really not that skeevy. Recorded in the 1780s. Make feet for children's stockings.
Oh.
I think it specifically alludes to, like, the act of baby making. But, the wife and I, we're going to go make feet for children's stockings.
I don't like that.
It's gross, right? I don't like it either. In the service of Venus. To be in the service of Venus. The goddess of love. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. That's an old one. That's like 1300s and earlier.
That is an old one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is one of my favorite. 1600s. Shoot twixt wind and water. Shoot twixt wind and water.
Shoot twixt wind and water.
Then we shoot twixt wind and water.
That's very poetic.
I know, isn't it though?
Yeah. I would never say that out loud, but I'd type it. I'd write it down.
And I could be wrong, so if anybody actually knows the true etymology of this, let me know. So this was recorded in the 1500s. Ride below the crupper, C-R-U-P-P-E-R, or crupper, I think it's crupper. Ride below the crupper. I know that in, like, horse world, the crupper is what, like, holds a horse's tail erect.
Okay.
So to ride below the crupper, I assume implies anal sex.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
If you know the answer to this question, please tell us.
Please let me know. Because I found it a few times.
That's interesting. Yeah.
But I could not tell if it meant like
that.
Traditional, like penis and vagina intercourse, or if it meant anal sex. Ride below the crupper.
I'm interested. I want to know. Same. Tell us if you know.
This one was interesting. Dance the Paphian jig.
The Paphian jig.
Dance the Paphian jig. Referring specifically to, I don't know if it's Paphos or Paphos. of the Paphian jib of
okay.
Cyprus, which was a really big location for the cult of Aphrodite.
Okay.
So it's like
that's cool.
Early days, but dance the jig of Paphos or Paphos. Make butter with one's tail.
Make butter with one's tail.
This is the 1500s reference, sexual reference. I'm gonna go make butter with one's tail. I think the implication is that as a human, if you had a tail and you were doing like circular, like gyrating movements, like it's similar to the action to making butter.
Yeah.
Make butter with one's tail. It's a weird one, right?
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like a cowgirl type of movement.
There's 3 more. 1700s. Feed the dumb glutton.
Feed the dumb glutton. I mean,
this was at the peak of like church power, the 7 deadly sins. Feed the dumb glutton. One of my favorites. Classic 1920s. Make whoopee.
Make whoopee.
Make whoopee.
Make whoopee.
We're gonna go over there and make whoopee, you know?
I love it.
You see what I'm saying? And make whoopee. And then in the 1800s, horizontal refreshment.
Horizontal refreshment.
Horizontal refreshment.
That is quite refreshing.
Quite refreshing indeed. And with that, I think we've come to our favorite segment. What is it? What segment is it?
Sex in the news.
Sex in the news. Time for sex in the news.
Yeah.
So today, I am going to be providing a sexy little tidbit from the news.
Sexy little tidbit. Okay.
Now, this one is, it's definitely far less, it's not going to make you question anything, but I did think that it was interesting. I thought that this was an interesting thing. This article just came out 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
Oh, it's brand new.
It's February 25th, 2022. This is from Smithsonian Magazine. The FDA has finally approved the first condom for anal sex.
I saw this headline, so I will tell you guys before we get too much farther, that when I'm finding these articles, at least for me, I don't know about Kristen, I do not read them.
I don't either.
Because we have to go in blind to this segment. And so I've been wanting to read about that because that is so exciting, that it's groundbreaking. So I'm so excited that you brought it up.
Yeah, and interestingly, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong because, again, this is a brand new article, so this is the first time that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved a condom for use during anal sex. So it isn't necessarily that they have created a condom specifically for anal sex. It's that they have finally approved a pre-existing condom. So the condom brand One, which I have used in the past, they always have really fun little round wrappers. Have you ever seen them? Like they all have fun designs.
I've seen something recently about round wrappers.
Yeah, there's actually a picture right here you can see.
Those are so cute.
We'll link it below.
We'll link the article. Yes, check those out.
But yes, the condom brand One has finally been approved by the FDA for use during anal sex. And to be approved through the FDA as a contraceptive, you have to have less than 5% failure rate. So it is the only condom out there right now who, for use during anal sex, has failed less than 5% of the time. Which is important because, surprisingly, the risks of STDs are almost higher having anal sex than it is having vaginal intercourse.
Oh. Like, compared 1-to-1, so, like, without protection? Or is it because people use protection less often?
That's a good question. I don't know. Because it's a brand new article, I haven't done a ton of research on it.
We'll look into that, because I do want to know.
The spread of STDs via anal sex is pretty hefty, and this is the first time that they've had something that they consider reliable enough to be able to approve it through the FDA. So
I think that's awesome.
That's awesome for everybody out there. One condom's good for you. You made something that'll stand up to the butt, and that is not an easy thing to do. If you want to sponsor us, link is below.
Yes. We would love to have your sponsorship. Well, and that's awesome because they're also acknowledging that anal sex is a thing. Like, that's huge in and of itself. That shows that we still have a lot of ways to go as far as work in this sector, but we've come so far already, like acknowledging that anal sex needs STD protection.
It always surprised me. I feel like that one's kind of a conundrum because I have known so many people, and we'll talk about this in future episodes, but particular in certain religious communities who will have anal sex before they have like traditional penis and vagina intercourse because it's not considered it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know it well enough to really be able to speak to it. So, but it's, you would think that we would have come up with something again, and so many members of like the gay community, and why have we not had this protection before?
Yeah,
I don't know. But
you would think that if at no other point in time that the AIDS epidemic in the United States in the 1980s would have spurred this to happen. You would have thought, and that was 40 years ago, that it's taken us this long
to finally get FDA approval on a condom for the butt. Get with the program.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. So exciting that we have it now. It could have came sooner.
And good job, one.
Yeah.
Go buy one condom.
Good job.
Hey, go on. So that is our news article for today. Sex in the News.
I like it.
Condom approved for anal sex.
That is exciting.
I know. I was excited too.
Okay, well, with the end of that segment, that means it is time for us to head out today. Thank you for joining us. As always, we love to have you listening. If you're listening to the podcast, if you're watching us over on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. And really, if you thought we were funny, found us interesting, if you like sex, if you hate sex, if you're a teacher, if you're a student, if you think we're funny, if you think we're cute, if you are a sexpert, if you want to be a sexpert, if you like the sound of our voices, if you're bored, just like and subscribe, hit those buttons. We're here for you. We want to hear what you have to say, so email us at notyourmothersexedpod@gmail.com. Ask us your questions, comment down below. We'd love to hear what you have to think.
Or say.
We love to hear what you have to say. So if you have any questions, if you're nervous to ask anything, we'll ask for you. We'll answer your questions. So hit us up and like and subscribe and follow.
Have a great day, y'all.
Bye.